this is Lisa, and you're listening to the Fuzzy Little Heart Radio Hour, where we play all local music.
What you hear and your heart filled with fear. Listen up, brother, well, I'm gonna make it clear. Please don't cut off your ear. If your eyes filled with fear and don't know day or year. Listen up, brother, well, I'm gonna make it clear. Your ear. If you can't find no kind of cheer and you'll drown in your beer. Listen up, brother, well, I'm gonna make it clear. Please don't cut off your ear. This world is rough, 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 and you gotta be tough, tough, tough. When things go wrong, 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 well, you better be strong. This world is rough, 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 and you gotta be tough, tough, tough. When things go wrong, 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 well, you gotta be strong. If you don't like what you hear and your heart filled with fear, listen up, brother, now I'm gonna make it clear. Please don't cut off your ear. If your eyes filled with tears and you don't know day, week or year. Listen up, brother, Lord, I'm gonna make it clear. Please don't cut off your ear. This world is rough, 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 and you gotta be tough, tough, tough. When things go wrong, 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 well, you gotta be strong. This world is rough, 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 and you gotta be tough, tough, tough. When things go wrong, 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 well, you gotta be strong.
And thank you for listening to another episode of the Fuzzy Little Heart Radio Hour. I'm Lisa, and during this hour, we'll listen to local music and talk about live music events happening in the Sheboygan area this week. We started with Little Rev's song, Don't Cut Off Your Ear, from his 2023 album, Unheard. He's playing tonight with Tim Decker and Will Branch as the Hudson Dusters at 7 p.m. at Three Sheeps Brewing in Sheboygan. He's also playing a solo Thursday the 11th for a night of songs and stories at Limelight Pub in Sheboygan from 7 to 10 p.m. And the next is a song by Keith Obler. He's playing with his son Luke as the Obler Boys tonight from 7 to 11 p.m. outside on the Ostoff Lake Deck in Elkhart Lake. In any inclement weather days, I always suggest you check to make sure any outdoor events are still happening. Luke is also in the band Bowser and will be playing a song by them later in the show. Here's Keith's song Northern Lights off his album The First 30 Years.
I can't see much, I don't feel much. Campfire embers grow dim. quiet forests of northern Wisconsin, hoot of an owl in Timberhead. Then a faint glow in the clear night sky, green and red curtains of light. Wake up, come quickly, before they fade, disappearing into the night. Frozen crystals floating in dark, no substitute northern light. Blazing light dances across the sky, blaze on northern lights. Songs of wind singing through the pine trees, walk with me down by the lake. Bright reflections on dark waters, stay with me till the day breaks. Lay a blanket at the water's edge, actions speak louder than words. Make mine a habit you just can't break, lights alive the bright fireworks. Frozen crystals floating in dark, no substitute northern light. Blazing light dances across the sky, blaze on northern lights. Ooh, where do they go? Ooh, here watch the shore. Ooh, dance high in the sky. Ooh, so high. Pack up the campsite, take the tent down, load everything in the truck. Driving home now with the memories under the lights, making love. A quiet drive, then you turn and look. Smiling, you touch my hand. The northern lights were fantastic last night. Yes, my dear, weren't they just grand? Frozen crystals floating in dark, no substitute northern light. Blazing light dances across the sky, blaze on northern lights. Blaze on northern lights. Blaze on northern lights.
Don't say much to know my place. We with you riding shotgun in my Chevrolet, and I could tell by the look in your eyes what's on your mind. It's those days at Deuce and that summer breeze. There ain't no place that I'd rather be than in the bed of this truck with you tonight. It's because of you I'm giving up all the Friday nights out there, just living on love. It's because of you that I finally found a place where I can hang my hat. No need to keep looking around. It's because of you. Sunday mornings at my place, she wakes me up with a kiss on my face. She can tell by the look in my eyes what's on my mind. If only you could see what I see. It's a perfect smile, hair a little messy, standing in my favorite t-shirt at the end of the bed. Because of you I'm giving up all the Friday nights out there, just living on love. It's because of you that I finally found a place where I can hang my hat. No need to keep looking around. It's because of you. Now I'm down on one knee. Because of you I'm giving up all the Friday nights out there, just living on love. It's because of you that I finally found a place where I can hang my hat. No need to keep looking around. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of you.
We just heard Because of You by Anthony Nix off his 2024 album, Who I Am. He's playing tonight from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. at Sherman Station in Adel. Then next is a song by Rings of the Fox Valley. They're playing tomorrow from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at Solu Winery outside of Cascade. Here is their 2012 single, Rain of Rain.
me and we'll see where we land. Out on the wind, your hand in mine. We take a leap with a fallible man. It won't cost but your time. If you choose to fly free with the birds, I'll watch you soar. High sun, cast our guilting shadows down. Night comes and all the stars look bright wrapped around. Your gentle face encased in constellation. Bless my soul. Make me complete again. I don't ever mind flying solo, but too close to the ground and I am down again. And I'm looking up at you. I know I gave you everything. I know I'll never know the meaning. So I go and soon be memory. It's so, it's meant to be. If you choose to fly free with the birds, I'll watch you soar. If you float on the breeze with me, I couldn't love you more. Bless my soul. Make me complete again. I don't ever mind flying solo, but too close to the ground and I am down again. I'm looking up.
That was Looking Up, which was a 2024 single by Barefoot Mike. He's playing tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Rumors Roadhouse, which is located outside of Plymouth. If you're just joining us, I'm Lisa, and you're listening to the Fuzzy Little Heart Radio Hour, where we play local music and talk about live music events happening in and around Sheboygan County this week. And next is a song by Aurelia. They're playing tomorrow from 6 to 10 p.m. at Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel. Here's their 2024 single, Red Flags.
You came into my life as the snow disappeared. You helped me get through my struggles and all my fears. You were there for me when there was no one else. You gave me purpose, taught me how to be myself. I thought that we were meant to be,
Don't you know, my woman used to have herself another man. Don't you know, my woman used to have herself another man. Well, and every time that I would see that woman, she would start to raise and sing. Don't you know? Well, that woman told me that I was no good. Don't you know? Well, don't you know my woman told me that I was no good. Well, she said my new man treats me better. He treats me way better than you ever could. That man around when she was all alone. Well, don't you know, she would bring that man around when she was all alone. And now she's gone. She ruined my happy home.
just heard She Used to Have Another Man off Big Al Dorn's 2025 album, She's the One for Me. Not gonna lie, Al, based on the songs in this album, she does not seem like the one for you. He's playing tomorrow at the newly renovated Tiki Bar in Elkhart Lake from 7 to 10 p.m. He's also playing Sunday for the Bobby Evans Benefit Bash at Dundee Roadhouse in Dundee. That event has a slew of blues talent going to be at it. Rev Ravens Band, Jay Stulo, Little Davy Max, Barefoot Jimmy, Bourbon Jockeys, and Big Al as mentioned. This event's happening from 2 to 6 p.m. on Sunday. And then next is a song by Jim Olschmidt, aka Jimmy Ray Hip. He's playing tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. at Limelight Pub in Sheboygan with his band The Tones. He's also playing Wednesday the 10th with Maxwell Jones as the Hip Jones Duo from 7:30 to 10 p.m. at Limelight Pub. Here's Jim's song Landline off his recent album Suitcase Guitar.
Gonna get me a landline like I had before. I wasn't checking on my pockets when I walked out the door. Before we started taking pictures of every blessed thing, I'm gonna get me a landline just to hear it ring. I'm gonna get me a landline with a long curly cord, so while I'm holding the receiver, my free hand won't get bored. I wrap the cord around my finger and all around my wrist, while I'm talking about the weather and the gossip I missed. Be a prodigal son to old Ma Bell and tell all the cell comms they can go to hell. I want a trim line on the table, a 550 on the wall, so I can sit in my kitchen, look out the window and wait for someone to call. Get me a landline with a rotary dial. When I call long distance, it might take a while. If I get a wrong number, I'll try it again. Write it down with a pencil, don't use a pen. I wanna get me a landline like I had before. I wasn't checking on my pockets when I walked out the door. Before we started taking pictures of every blessed thing, I'm gonna get me a landline just to hear it ring. gonna get me a landline just to hear it ring. I'm gonna get me a landline.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Hello.
I just got settled in my easy chair. That phone starts ringing, I could hardly care. On another night where there is just no rest. They try my patience, but I do my best to keep it civil, but can't pass that test. So one more call and I'll be out of my mind. Heaven help 'em if they tie up our line. Try to scream and block the ID and take no drastic action, but they better not be stealing our time. Don't need no siding for my land and stone home. Don't need no windows, don't wanna change my phone. Got more insurance than I ever wanna own. Just eat this morning, you better not be stealing our time. I do not want to be a project chair. I'll help but once, but then it stops right there. My time's been spoken for, I made my case. We set priorities, not this rat race. I function better back in my own place. So I heard it said that if you need to belong, just find a busy man and he'll be the one guy. Maybe busy, but it's on my own terms, and I'll decide against to be dividing up the rest of my time. Got all my credit cards filled out to the max. Got tons of magazines just lying in the racks. Don't understand why you just won't let me relax. I got no money, so just don't bother wasting my time. My time. Just don't bother wasting my time. My time.
Mr. Hildebrand, how are you today, Mr. Hildebrand? Yeah, I'd like to take just a few moments of your time to explain what I think you'll agree is an opportunity to get back far more than you put in. You do like to get back more than you put in, don't you, Mr. Hildebrand? Mr. Hildebrand, could I call you Scott? Do you own your own home? Good. I'd like to ask you just a few questions so that we can serve you even better. Mr. Hildebrand, have you purchased any windows in the last 5 years? How about vinyl siding?
I decided to stick with the theme on that one. We just heard Our Time off Buffalo Joe's album Patrick Place. They're playing Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Smiling Moose in Osman. To see the full list of events happening in the area, you can go to the events tab of fuzzylittlehart.com. I try to keep it updated regularly, including if I hear about any cancellations. There are 55 events happening between today and the next show, so far more than I can mention during this hour. The next is a song by Bowser. I already mentioned Luke playing with the Obler Boys. John Priggy is in both Bowser and Chasing Tales. Chasing Tales is playing Sunday at 5 p.m. at Limelight. for their every other week gig, and also Wednesday the 10th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Siebkens Resort in Elkhart Lake. And then the full Bowser Band is playing tomorrow from 7:45 to 10:45 p.m. at the Crystal Lake Golf Course outside of Plymouth, and then again Thursday the 11th at the Osthoff Lake Deck in Elkhart Lake. So the guys are staying busy. Here is Bowser's song, Gambino and the Space Cadets, off their 2007 self-titled album.
whistles down the cold dark street tonight, and the people they were dancing to the music vibe. And the boys kiss the girls with the curls in their hair, while the shy demented youth sit way over there. The songs they get louder, each one better than before. And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? So you're heading down the road in your taxi before, and you're waiting outside Jimmy's front door. But nobody's in, nobody's home till 4. So you're sitting right there with nothing to do, talking about Robert Rieger and his Motley crew. But where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight?
Son and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. Not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. Not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. Not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. Not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. Not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes.
And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing the song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight?
That was Gould and Yeager with their song This Is the Life off their 2025 self-titled album. This new-to-be band is out of the Oconomowoc area, and they're playing Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Osthoff Lake Deck in Elkhart Lake. And next is a song by the Doorknobs. They're opening up the 8th Streetery this year. This event happens Tuesdays throughout summer, where they block off 8th Street in Sheboygan just south of Pennsylvania Avenue, and then they have live music and picnic tables set up. The Doorknobs are playing this Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m., and then they're also playing at Summerfest June 19th at 1:45 on the Aurora Pavilion stage. They are finalists for this year's Rock On Sin, which features high school bands. So if you happen to be at Summerfest on the 19th, go cheer them on. So Tuesday's event's also going to be a fundraiser for them to get ready for their Summerfest event. Here is the Doorknobs song, Charnel Blues, from their recent album, Silver Leaf Sessions.
There ain't no
coming to the end of today's show. I hope you heard some music you like and events you want to attend. The talent in this area really is just amazing. We're going to end with a song by Phil Norby. He's playing Thursday the 11th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Solu Winery outside Cascade. Here's Phil's song, Long Goodbyes, off his 2019 album, Pollywog. Rock your fuzzy little heart.
You could have said you're sorry, but you insisted you were right instead. You left with an empty dresser and a cold side of the bed. She's made up her mind to leave you. There ain't no point in breaking down. There's plenty of time for crying when she's no longer around. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. Run off to a quiet corner to think of the ways you could improve. Reflect on mistakes that you've made instead of the ones that she made too. Tonight you drown your sorrows, drink some brown and smoke some green, and start over fresh tomorrow with a slate that's been wiped clean. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. You're gonna hear people tell you there's plenty of fish left in the sea, but try not to cast your line till you're the man you wanna be. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. There ain't no time for long goodbyes. It's time to move on with your life. There ain't no time for long goodbyes.
Again, I'm Lisa, and you've been listening to all local music on the Fuzzy Little Heart Radio Hour. Opening and closing music were composed and performed by Ted Bingham and Marlon Smith. You can visit us at fuzzylittleheart.com or email us at fzlhonline@gmail.com, and you can also find us on Facebook. If you're a musician that lives or performs in the Sheboygan area and would like to hear your music on our show, contact us. Thank you for listening to Fuzzy Little Heart and Mead Community Radio.